masaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mpbl na! Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mpbl na! Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. Mpbl, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Getting that victory 73-64. The action continues inside the Batangas City Coliseum as the Tanduay Rum Masters make their first home defense of the season against Mark Nonoy and the Iloilo United Royals. Nonoy had 10 points, 6 assists, and 7 steals in his Mpbl debut in their last game against Bacolod. He will be matching wits with Levi Hernandez, who had 19 points and 5 rebounds in their opening game against the Bulacan Cuyas. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Javi Palanya is on the call with you, joined by Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, both of these teams, this is a South Division matchup that I'm sure everybody is also waiting to unfold. What are you expecting from both squads entering this game, especially after they got their opening day victories?
Well, feeling ko contrasting yung manner of playing ng dalawang teams na to. Batangas, of course, definitely known for their slow-paced perimeter game. Samantalang itong sa side ng Iloilo, they look to make you turn over that ball in order for them to push the fast break on the other end.
Two of our younger coaches in Coach Cholo Villanueva and Coach MC Evolucion will be figuring in a chess match today in this game against Iloilo and Batangas. Let's talk about the first game of the United Royals. They dominated the Bacolod City of Smiles 85-67. They used a strong third quarter, outscoring Bacolod 25-13 to get that first victory of the season.
Yeah, and after Bacolod actually finished the first quarter with the lead, and Iloilo never looked back. A lot of the lead really comes from ball distribution, leading to fast breaks, and contributions from the bench as well, including their defense, which forced those points of turnovers. And Rice been really sensational, got 15 points, 3 out of 8 from 3 points, and the bench really well para dito sa Iloilo.
Another guy who scored well para sa Iloilo in that game was Clint Oligas. He also had 15, joining Mark Nonoy as the three guys scoring double figures para kay Coach MC Abolucion. They're looking to duplicate that performance against one of the perennial contenders in the South Division, our inaugural season champs, the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Ngayon naman, tawid tayo sa kabilang banig. Let's talk about Batangas City. Their last game against Bulacan, contrasting to what happened with Iloilo in their first match. This was a close game against the Kuyas for the Rum Masters.
Well, contrary to the expectations of most those watching that game, it was pretty close. I mean, that quick third quarter run, 30-point output by Bulacan kept that game close, but Batangas finished them off with a 10-4 run in the final 5 minutes to secure that win para dito sa Batangas. Like what I said earlier, this is really more of a perimeter team. Itong team ni Coach Cholo, but they are definitely working on their threes as the season would go along.
Bulacan was even ahead heading into halftime, but they also led by 8 points in that third quarter. But Batangas just doing a good job of shifting the ball game into their favor to be able to hack out that victory. Now to introduce the third member of our panel, it's Miss Gianna Liana. She is at courtside with with Chris Porter of the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters.
Yes, as you guys have mentioned, there are a lot of new additions this season of the Mpbl, and some players are even coming back after seasons of being gone. A good example of that is Chris Porter, who is now part of Team Batangas. Chris, dati ka na nasa Mpbl, but you're making your return after a few seasons back here, this time for Batangas. Paano mo pinaghanda ang pagbabalik mo dito sa Mpbl?
I've been gone from basketball for a while because of some injuries. Siyempre, I took my health into consideration. Hindi na ako bumabata. So, sipag lang sa rehab, sa pagbubuhat, making sure that everything's sorted out. Now I'm healthy, and I'm lucky to be part of Batangas.
And I'm sure all of the Batangueños here are super excited that you are part of their team. Batiin mo naman silang lahat.
I just want to say hi to everyone in the gym today. Thanks for coming through. We hope you enjoy the game.
And we hope you enjoy the game as well. Once again, Chris Porter of Batangas turning it over now to our Coliseum barker, Miguel Pray, for the start of the game.
This is gonna be exciting, mga kaliga, as we bring you tonight's main game here at Batangas City Sports Coliseum. Iloilo versus your Batangas City. Live on the official Mpbl FB page, YouTube channel, MPTV Signal Channel 98, MPTV Channel 53 on satellite, and on Pilipinas Live app, the 2024 Buenas Manny Pacquiao's Mpbl Season 6, presented by Extreme. Let's meet our starters. First off, for Iloilo United Royals. Starting at forward, number 4, RV Berge. At center, number 47, Chadi Rangel. At guard, number 11, Rai De La Rosa. Also at guard, number 16, Aaron Heruta. And the other forward, number 27, CJ Cancino. Head coach for Iloilo United Royals is MC Abolucion. Assistant coaches, Japs Kuwan, Ethel Tacorda, and Julius Sinon. Team consultant is Mac Kuwan. Team manager is Jay Havelosa. Team owner is JJ Havelosa. Malacuña, wide open for three. The Batangas City, our former champions. Rudy Lingana knocks it down.
Motivation needed for my players. It's fighting for survival.
And now, Batangas City, get on your feet, because it's time to meet the starting unit for your Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Starting at forward number 15, Don Ochea. And center number 43, Dexter Apinan. Starting at forward number 23, Sed Ablaza. At guard number 31, MJ De La Virgen. And also at guard number 45, Jong Baloria. Head coach for Batangas City Tanduay Ram Masters is Cholo Villanueva. Assistant coaches J.R. Aquino, Warren Capitan, John Arenas, and Dino Enrile. Assistant team managers Gilbert Alea. Team managers.
Our starting five of this game brought to you by Buenas, Aaron Heruta and Ray De La Rosa, Chadi Rangel, CJ Cansino, as well as RV Berjay for Coach MC Abolucion. Para naman kay Coach Cholo Villanueva, mabalik si Jong Baloria sa lineup ng Batangas. He is joined by MJ De La Virgen, Dexter Apinan, Seth Ablaza, and Don Ochea. We welcome you to the final game of our Saturday triple header here inside the Batangas City Coliseum. Live on MPTV Channel 98, Satellite Channel 53, Facebook, YouTube, and on the Pilipinas Live app. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Mike Perez and Gianna Llanes. Iloilo with first possession here in this game. This is a battle of two South Division powerhouses. Of course, Batangas City, our inaugural season champs here in the Mpbl, but this is a very different roster from what they had in our first season.
Exactly, and I think the insertion on the roster of Chris Porter really brings a lot of change, and what a beautiful, that's almost a standard movement for the team of Coach Cholo, with Dexter really just finishing it off.
Coach Cholo Villanueva takes a lot of pride in his team executing this past few years. Of course, he came on over from the Makati Super Crunch, where he had players like Dexter Apinan with him and John Baloria, CJ Cansino, who brings in a lot of shouts from the crowd here inside the Batangas City Coliseum, scoring the first basket for Iloilo.
Well, I'm sure it's not just a lot of shouts, even points in the game too. That's what he brings to the team of Iloilo.
Of course, CJ Cansino, the former UST Growling Tiger and UP Fighting Maroon. He was 1 out of 12 against Bacolod in their last game, coach. So he's looking to better that performance. He's off to a good start, as well as Aaron Heruta.
Maybe call that opening day jitters for him, and you know, things are gonna flow in and things are gonna normalize for CJ.
He is one of the newest players for Iloilo, alongside guys like Mark Nonoy, who will be coming off the bench today, and Chadi Rangel. That's MJ De La Virgen getting the 2 points for Batangas, tying this game up at 4.
And I believe that's the second time already that we've seen a ball screen rejected by Batangas, and primarily because they have screeners, they can actually do pick and pop, and that's the beauty of being in this team.
Rangel could not finish on the sidestep layup. Apinan matched up against Berjay. It's now with Ablaza. Ablaza, no resistance going up for that finger roll.
We talked about perimeter game, and that really is the imprint of Coach Cholo on this Batangas team, as we see CJ go down.
That's a foul against Jong Baloria. Cansino really aggressive to start this game. That's the first team foul on Batangas and the first personal against Jong Baloria. Baloria had to serve a 1-game suspension in their opening match against Bulacan. He's now back in the roster.
And CJ so far has got 3 of the points of Iloilo.
Second free throw is also good for Cansino.
Parang voice activated na yung mga cheer para kay CJ. Hawak yung bola, mga basket. Matik may cheer.
You know what, Coach, this Iloilo team looks like an all-star collegiate lineup.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Nonoy, CJ, Rai De La Rosa,
RV Birche
RB
is there.
Birche. Yeah.
Even Chadi Rangel,
Yeah.
who was Aguila's draftee when he got drafted into the PBA. And he's going to be a big piece in the middle for Coach MC Evolucion this season, all 6'8" of him. De La Rosa couldn't get it from the corner. Berger gets the tap and gets the 2 points.
Now, if you look at the attack of Iloilo, at least from the early goings, they're really trying to push the pace before they go into their sets. So sets just having that touch still from the outside.
Well, he sees that he has that advantage over Chadi Rangel because Rangel will not be willing to go all out to that three-point line to challenge him.
Yeah, that is right.
Oh, look at Baloria snatching it away from the much taller Rangel.
And people have really grown to love Baloria, and Jong's been one of those images, I guess. Oh!
2 straight trifectas for Sed Ablaza. Well, what a start to this ball game for Batangas City.
I guess Sed Ablaza heard us talking about them being a perimeter game. Now we show their threes from the outside.
This three-point shot of the game is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. 2 early threes in the quarter for Cedric Ablaza, pushing Batangas City to a 3-point lead. 6 minutes and 34 remaining in the first quarter. Coach Cholo Villanueva and the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters ahead by 3 right now, and it's mainly because of that man on your screens. He had 16 points, 12 rebounds on 4 out of 10 shooting from the field to go with his 3 assists against Bulacan in their last game.
And Sed has always been a Swiss knife for Coach Cholo. I mean, whatever he asks to be done, he's gonna get it. And he's gonna do it for Coach Cholo.
He, along with Jexter Abinan, have really been the 2 main guys for Batangas City throughout the years. Now, that's not to say that they are the heaviest scorers for Batangas City. Of course, that belongs to Jong Baloria and Levy Hernandez. But these guys have been the cornerstones for this Batangas City squad these past few years.
Yeah, and definitely, you know, a lot more of other talents on the side of Batangas really coming into play, especially with the addition of, again, going back to Chris Porter. It just brings so much attention on the low block.
Baloria gets the handoff. Matched up against Rangel on the switch. Baloria knocks it down. First basket of the game for Jong Baloria. That's a foul against Jong, and Coach Cholo Villanueva telling him na huwag masyadong aggressive. Relax lang tayo.
Chill lang tayo. Well, ganyan naman talaga maglaro si Jong. He brings a lot of energy, and, you know, eventually it gets into these foul situations, but he understands that he has to control himself.
And that's something that Coach Cholo Villanueva has tried to change over the years. Not really totally na ibahin yung laro ni Jong Baloria, but trying to influence his game with the way that he played when he was still a player.
That's right.
He was one of the calmest big guards for LaSalle, and of course also in the PBA when he had his short professional career as a traveling called against Batangas City.
Yeah, so Jexter got called for that travel. How about that timing on that cut?
This is the lucky fan of the game, brought to you by Buenas after that 3-point shot by Cedric Ablaza. Ablaza with 8 points in this game, 2 3-pointers to his name. Gwen Capacio, Mark Nonoy, and J.R. Octeco seeing first action here in this game, and that is the first points on the board for Gwen Capacio.
So the 3 starting to fall here for Iloilo.
They're down by 2. That's going to be a turnover against Batangas City.
Ganda ng pagkakasalo nito.
Nice catch, Ton.
That's Gaston.
Si Ton, by the way, ang aming magiting na floor director as we take a look at that three-point shot by Gwen Capacio. Capacio last year saw action for the Bulacan Cuyas, and here he is getting 5 straight points just as he checked in for Iloilo.
Good little base cut underneath after a feed on that elbow. Good locate. And Capacio just timed that cut perfectly well.
That's our play of the game brought to you by Buenas. Good positioning right there by Capacio against Jexter Apinan. 6 quick ones for Gwen Capacio here in this game, and he gives the Iloilo squad their first lead, 15-14. Hernandez sees the advantage against the smaller Mark Nonoy, and right away he capitalizes.
A little signal of that too small on Mark Nonoy, and Mark gets his own Levy Hernandez moment right here.
You know what, Levy Hernandez may not be a homegrown player here for Batangas, but the Batangueños, they do definitely love Sniper de Mexico.
Yeah. And sobrang yung suporta nila para dito sa local team nila here in the Mpbl. You just feel it every time that these guys battle out, especially here on the home floor.
Apinan gets the offensive rebound off the miss. That's a tough look. Cancino tracks it down. No numbers here for Iloilo. A lot of red shirts already down court. Ongteco gets it top of the circle. He launches a 3 way off the mark. De la Virgen slowly brings it up here for Batangas City. Ablaza wants it against Cancino. Ablaza, last minute dish. Apinan could not finish. Mark Nonoy to the left side. Cancino couldn't hit from downtown.
But really quickly getting into those opportunities to score, not wasting any time. The moment that you see that first shot available, that's what Iloilo always takes.
Hernandez flaring off that screen, in and out. Capacio gets the rebound. Nonoy almost lost it. Thankfully, Cancino was there to recover. Capacio from the free throw line. He's feeling good here in the first quarter.
That's one of the reasons why when he was in that corner, Dexter had to close out long on him and didn't time that back door kasi meron tira sa labas. Sige, Capacio.
Lead back with Iloilo, 17-16. De la Virgen off the handoff. Nonoy on him. Hernandez draws the foul against Gwen Capacio.
Well, you see Levy still stayed on that corner despite that dribble penetration going lane side by MJ De La Virgen because Capacio was still staying with him and he knew that he was not going to help out on MJ.
Cancino will take a seat on the bench in favor of Jason Credo. Clint Doliguez is also inside, sharing top scoring honors with Ray De La Rosa in that game against Bacolod. Hernandez gets it to Ablaza. Shot clock winding down. Levy has to take it. No basket died there for Batangas City.
So Levy, after making that post up, is now 0 out of 2 from an outside.
Doliguez on to Mark Nonoy, and Nonoy nails that.
And Nonoy is not going to shy away from those opportunities. He's going to run that floor and take his shots whenever you sag off of him, be it in perimeter or in free.
Take a look at that last play. Gwen Capacio responsible for that feed, and Mark Nonoy hindi siya pinahiya doon. He will definitely not shy away from those shots. Tama ka dun, Coach Mike. 2 minutes and 34 remaining in the first quarter. We'll be right back. Nagbabalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. We are live from the Batangas City Coliseum, the home of their inaugural season champs, Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Our Mpbl leadership always present at the games. You know, grabe rin yung ginagawa nila. They're working 6 days a week.
And just so we could bring you a really good basketball game each and every game day.
And no matter how far the venues are, they will always be there. As a basket is converted on the other side by Batangas City, readily answered right there by Iloilo.
And this is exactly why they got out-rebounded in that game against Bacolod, because they love to push that pace. Right now, you're seeing Mark Nonoy out to Clint.
Rodriguez could not connect from the outside. Offensive rebound to Jay Ronteco. Jason Credo, the former Ateneo Blue Eagle, could not hit. Another opportunity here for the United Royals. Nonoy, can he go for another three? No. Jason Credo manufactures another possession here for Iloilo. Credo, the up and under to the reverse.
Oh, that wasn't an easy move at all. Getting that rebound, spinning baseline, and going fake underneath before going opposite.
A high skill level being shown there by Credo. Lead up to 6 now for Iloilo, 24-18. Hernandez has Ongteco switched on to him. Porter will post up Capasso. Porter fading away. Porter short on the jumper.
That's one thing that they really look for. Chris Porter down on the low block, especially on that roll. And traveling violation here.
That's gonna go against Rodriguez.
Tsaka si Chris Porter kasi underneath in the shaded area covers a lot of space. And you know, his heft is enough to contain some of the contact from there.
He's always been that wide body. I've seen him play since we were in high school, and he has always been a post player that is of high skill level.
Goes with a good footwork din kasi.
Exactly. A native of Cebu, played for Sacred Heart in high school. Mark Cruz, first attempt. Not get that to work. Capasso has been all over the place so far here in the first quarter. Nonoy pulls up for three. Goes off the rim. Batangas City, CJ Isit running the show for them. Arim gets the handoff from Porter. Arim gets the screen. O'Neal couldn't go through with it. Cruz, DHO with Levy Hernandez. Ongteco taps that from behind. Shot clock winding down. Hernandez has to take it from way out. That's going to be a 24-second violation against Batangas City.
Yeah, good coverage on the switches there by Iloilo. Either on that middle ball screen or that side weave. They check each and every opportunity to pass, and you know, turned out to be a turnover in favor of their side.
3 seconds left here in the first. Credo has it. Credo faked out the rim, but time not enough para dun sa Iloilo. They are ahead though by 6 points at the end of the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, instead the Blasters started things off with a good production, but the other guys stepped up as well for Iloilo. And, you know, really just a close game so far here. Just a 6-point match here in the first quarter.
Mark Nonoy knocking down that three-point shot. Wayne Capasso leading the way for Iloilo in that first quarter. 8 points off the bench. 24-18 is the count. The end of first quarter score, brought to you by GameX.
Chuck Mpbl is injured for Iloilo for today's game, while Omar Larupay had to make an emergency trip back to the province. But Alan Beltran, CJ Katapusan, and Jay Havilosa are all activated for today's game. Kwento ni Coach MC, he was very happy about his team's win a few days ago. But even more than that, na nawala na ang Mpbl jitters ng karamihan ng kanyang mga players, especially because most of them actually haven't played in this league before. He adds that to establish that camaraderie, he actually has a rule during practice that they all have to sit in one bleacher, and this is to avoid any cliques. He also adds that they like to get their favorite comfort food at their favorite restaurant after a tough practice, and this has been helping them a lot. Back to you, Happy and Coach Mike.
Oh, thank you so much, Gianna. Well, credit to Coach MC Evolucion for fast-tracking the bonding and gelling of this team. And, you know, it didn't take too long for them to rub off their jitters.
Yeah, and definitely makikita mo yung joy of playing together nito mga young players na ito for Iloilo.
Katapusan from the outside, banks it home. We do remember that buzzer-beating three-point shot he hit against Bacoor City in the first round of the playoffs last year. That was iconic.
Halika nga sinabi ni Paolo Ovalde when he was covering that game, tinapos si Del, tinapos!
27-20. Porter, top of the circle three, nothing but bottom.
Now that's gonna be a problem if he starts hitting that straight-on three from top of the key. Imagine him trailing, going down, and nobody just covering him.
First basket of the game for Chris Porter. Hernandez gets the steal. He has Iset on the right side. Hernandez will take it for himself and gets the two.
Well, I guess you can say that the first quarters medyo nagsukatan muna itong dalawang coaches nito. You're trying to figure out how these guys run their schemes offensively and defensively. Now is the quarter of adjustments.
Credo, nakakumpulan ng depensa doon. Arim, waiting for backup here. To the other side, Hernandez. Porter looking at his options. Hands it off to Isit. Two-man game between him and Chris. Isit back out to Porter. Shot from the outside will not work. Doliges gets the rebound. Clint to another former Blue Eagle in Gab Gomez. In and out on that three-point shot.
That shot halfway through inside and really just decided to go out. But one thing that's clear though, when Batangas runs that ball screen, they want that corner empty so that to leave that entire space for rollers down there.
Arim. Beltran helps out on that two-man game. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Cruz could not hit. Credo throws it to the front of the rim. Much to his surprise as well, Levy Hernandez. That's an offensive foul. Credo saying sorry once again to his teammates.
Right.
Pero diretso eh, no?
Diretso. Pero kung pumasok yun, walang sorry.
Ay, syempre naman.
Kontik na eh.
This is the fast break of the game brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. Levy Hernandez getting 2 points off that right-hand scoop.
Minsan mahirap talagang depensahan si Levy pag ganun yung momentum niya and he's got that traction going with him.
A few years ago, that could have been a more acrobatic finish para sa kanya.
That's right.
Batangas gets the steal. Coach Solo Villanueva squad really known for forcing turnovers against their opponents. Apinan, crossover to the baseline, emergency pass. Arim, wala mapupuntahan doon. Hernandez is blocked by Cancino. Heruta ahead. CJ, that's easy pickings. Sorry miss for Cancino.
Well, too much speed at that moment. He totally lost control. Sobrang bilis.
Score is 27-25 still as you look at the turnover story. 6-3.
Yeah. Batangas taking care of the ball so much better than that of Iloilo. But efficiency-wise, in terms of field goals, it's really Iloilo that has shown, you know, a little bit more efficiency. Batangas trying to catch up on that department too.
Well, di naman sila nagkakalayo dito, Coach. 45% for Iloilo, while the Tanduay Rum Masters at 42%.
Both on 11 makes and both on 3 3-pointers. Good play, baseline out of bounds.
That's just going to hike the percentage here for Batangas City. Apinan tying the game up at 27. Eruta gets the screen from Rangel. Steal by CJ Isit.
CJ read that high-low perfectly well.
Porter hands it off to Oni Larim. Chance to take the lead here for Batangas City. Larim. Pass too high for Porter.
Well, guys, a little bit of indecisiveness on that last set para dito sa Batangas.
Punta muna tayo kay Gian Alianes at courtside.
No egos here. Yun daw ang naging #1 rule ni Coach Cholo nung naghahanap siya ng addition sa kanyang lineup. He adds na kahit nag-out-of-town team building na sila, he doesn't believe in one-day team buildings and advocates that this happens during practice. End of January daw sila nagsimula mag-prepare para sa season na ito at conditioning ang naging focus as none of his players played in any other leagues during the off-season. He's hoping that his players use that speed now, telling them we can't have bad quarters, especially against a young team like Iloilo. We have to be consistent for 40 minutes, and that's going back to our identity of being a defensive team. Javi and Coach Mike?
Thank you so much for that, Gianna. Well, especially going up against Coach MC Abolucion, he knows better than to prepare themselves even more than they usually do against Coach Cholo Villanueva squad.
And Coach Cholo has always put a premium on efficiency. Above culture, efficiency is going to be in there. And do things right, the right way, and do it as efficient as you can.
Still deadlocked at 27 all. Baloria finds himself wide open, overshoots the mark. Cancino ahead to Chadi Rangel. Rangel finishes the 2 points.
And right now, if Batangas is going to be inefficient with their shots from the outside, that almost automatically turns into a fast-break opportunity for Iloilo because they want to make a run on makes or misses.
Pinan, the spin, running into a lot of contact there inside. Ablaza adjusts, could not get it to fall.
Well, Sed was asking for a foul on that last attempt, but no whistles blown.
Eruta on to CJ Cancino. Cancino snaking his way past the defense. Offensive foul against CJ.
Well, CJ might be trying to do a little bit too much. Medyo may konting excitement ka na nararamdaman sa kanya, you know. But he eventually will gain more control as this game goes along, even as the season goes along.
Of course, Cancino was one of the premier scorers in his time in the UAP.
Yeah.
And he was playing for UST and UP. And you know, Coach, I think one of the reasons why he really is trying to be so aggressive in this game, dahil nga dun sa 1 out of 12 showing niya in that game against Bacolod.
Could be too. You're right.
Baloria, another open look. Quite surprising that Iloilo is giving him those kinds of looks from three-point country.
And so after a hot start from 3, things starting to get cold for Batangas.
Capasso. This time it's long from the outside. Is it now? Apinan takes the handoff to Ochea. Ablaza pops out. Attacks the defense of Gwen Capasso. Cancino with a steal. Good transition defense for Batangas. Isit tried to give up the foul. Unfortunately for Iloilo, Cancino could not finish the 2 points. Apinan recovers. Ablaza, iniwasan pa doon si Dexter.
Yeah, talk about hustle play for Batangas. Coach Cholo's boys really going out there in that last possession.
Capasso, back-to-back misses from three-point country. Batangas City, the chance to get back the lead. Ochea wanted it against Mark Nonoy.
Yeah, that could have been a mismatch on the low block.
Isit. Bullets a pass inside. Apinan loses it on the way up. Dexter really asking for a foul.
Yeah, immediately after Heruta fell on the floor against Dexter, you see that low side help from CJ Cancino.
Look at this sequence.
This was wild.
Apinan losing the ball, diving for it, and in having the presence of mind to give it to his partner, Cedric Ablaza, who gets the 2 points for Batangas City. De La Virgen, shot clock winding down. That's off to the right. Ochea tracks it down. Don to the left side. De La Virgen. Then Capasso switches on him. MJ, what will he do? Spin, 1-2 step, bottled up by Capasso. That's travel.
Yeah, again, the defense just keeps on staying. That on-ball defense really just never left him and waited for that spin. And medyo clogged ng konti yung area na pinag-spinan ni MJ.
Balik dito si Jerome Teco. Mark Nonoy,
Boy.
speeding his way into their front court and pulling up for that jumper.
Somebody call MMDA and give him a ticket for speeding, please. It's too fast.
You know, if EDSA has their own bus lane, you gotta provide Mark Nonoy his own lane.
It's the Mark Nonoy lane.
Yeah. Almost nobody could match that. I don't think anybody could match his speed. Maybe you could argue
Robbie Daram, right? Robbie Daram.
You know, what's nice about that comparison is both of them are actually lefties and they both play the same position. The only difference is Mark Nonoy, I believe, a little bit more mercurial in that aspect.
Right.
Well, you know, Darang, even with that speed, a little bit more under control.
Right. And Mark seems to be more of a wing than a point guard, you know, at least to my observations.
Teco ahead, Mark Nonoy. This is an easy 2 points. He breezes it and gives Iloilo back the advantage.
Easy might be an understatement. It's too easy. It's too simple.
Parang di naman siya nahihirapan. Parang di naman siya napapagod. Look at the way he's running 100 kph right here. Getting past the defense. Credit the pass as well to J.R. Omteco for giving 2 points there to Mark Nonoy. 1 minute and 19 remaining here in the first half. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fan of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. This is the last game of our Saturday triple header here at the Batangas City Coliseum. Earlier we had Bulacan losing to Manila and Parañaque conquering their opponents in the second game. That was the South Cotabato Warriors that they beat. Now it's Batangas versus Iloilo. Javi Palanya joined by Coach Mike Perez and Ms. Gianna Llanes. Currently, Iloilo ahead by 2 after 2 quick baskets by Mark Nonoy on the break. And after the Batangas timeout, there's an offensive foul called against Don Ochea.
Yeah, they were trying to set up a little flex action with Jexter trying to cross screen for Ced Ablaza, but as Jexter was giving that screen, he got called for that foul.
Oh, sorry, it's Jexter Apina, not Don Ochea with the foul. Exactly a minute to play here in the first half. Nonoy receives it on the left side. Capasso, elbow jumper. That's pure.
Bilis ng decision making ng Iloilo. Get that ball, find open guy, pass, see if there's a shot. That's exactly how they run their last play, with Capasso finishing it off with that elbow jumper.
He's now in double figures with 10. Valoria turns the corner. De La Virgen spots for 3. MJ from the outside.
Well, that 3's been quite a while since the last time we saw that sink in for Batangas. Good thing MJ able to knock it down.
Panoorin ulit natin yon. John Valoria had to pick up his dribble. Mark Nonoy with a short closeout right there, and MJ De La Virgen taking advantage of that open look. 35-34, lamang pa rin dito ang Iloilo. Mapapanood nyo ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, as well as on Satellite Channel 53, on Facebook and YouTube, as well as on the Pilipinas Live app. We're coming to you live from the Batangas City Coliseum. As you take a look, Commissioner Kenneth Turemdes, Security Chief Rudy Distrito, CEO Joe Ramos, as well as Operations Head Emerson Oreta. Under 30 seconds to play here in the first half. Pressure provided in the backcourt for Batangas City. And they throw it away, talking about Iloilo.
Well, Batangas got what they wanted, to pressure from the back and get another opportunity to score and close out this quarter. They're down 1 with a chance to get the driver's seat back.
22.4 remaining. Oh, but the steal almost by Doliguez.
Ooh.
Just like that, Batangas City turns back over the basketball to Iloilo.
But you see the demeanor of Coach Cholo. He really just stays that calmness, understands, we'll just talk about it later on.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Ongteco back to Heruta. 6 seconds left. Far out from his comfort zone. Aaron Heruta now spins inside the lane. Heruta, did he get it off in time? 4 seconds remaining. Apinan, does he know it? De La Virgen. One-legged jumper from the outside, and that will not work. That is it for the first half of play between Batangas City and Iloilo.
Well, we played 2 quarters already. Both have been very efficient from a field goal perspective. 45% and 42% respectively. But how about Capacio right here? 10 points, 4 out of 5 from the field, and 2 rebounds to go for Iloilo.
After only going for 4 points in that game against Bacolod, 1 out of 6 from the field, he only missing 1 shot in this game to lead the scorers for the United Royals. 35-34, halftime score brought to you by GameWorks.
Malacuña, wide open for three. The Batangas City, our former champions. Rudy Lingana knocks it down.
Motivation needed for my players. It's fighting for survival.
kayo nanonood pa rin po ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Halftime na ng ating third and final game of the day. It is between Batangas and Iloilo and the score is 35-34 in favor of Iloilo. Ako po si Gianna Lianes at andito po tayo sa Batangas City Coliseum kasama ang Assistant Team Manager ng Batangas, Sir Gilbert Alea. Sir Gilbert, ano po yung nakikita nyo na kailangan pang gawin ng koponan nyo para makuha yung momentum during the second half?
Well, as you can see, we are down by 1. We are fighting against mga bata, the future of Philippine basketball, Noy Noy, Casinyo, Capasio. Siguro mag-rely na kami sa aming veterans. Siyempre, in the end of the game, doon pa rin tayo sa mga veterans and makinig lang sa coach sa sistema. Kumapit lang sa sistema and I think we can beat this guy even though medyo mabigat ang Iloilo.
And actually, last season, malayo yung narating ng team nyo. Ano yung ginagawa nyo po even during practice para mas malayo ang marating nyo this season?
Yes, it's quite a disappointing season last season. In fact, two straight season nakadating kami sa South Division Finals. We almost made it in the national finals pero basta kapit lang mga fans, kapit lang sa sistema ni coach. Sama-sama tayo hanggang sa huli. And I think this will be a good season for us.
Actually po, nabanggit ko rin kanina, the Mpbl has a lot of beautiful memories here at the Batangas City Coliseum because your support system is absolutely incredible. Ano naman po ang mensahe nyo sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa inyo?
Well, I'd like to thank, of course, our number of fan, Congressman Marvy and Mayor Beverly and the team owner, Mr. Lucio Tanti III, sa lahat ng mga fans. At special thanks nga pala kay Vice Mayor Attorney Alaysa Cruz sa pagdonor po ng mga player kanina. At yun lamang po at rest assured na yung Batangas Ram Masters ay ibibigay po yung 100% para po sa fans at para po sa mga Batangueño. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat rin po sa inyo, Sir Gilbert Alea. We're gonna be back with more action here at Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
2, 1, Mpbl na! Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Mpbl, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Halftime between the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters, the home squad against Iloilo, but the away team ahead by 1 here, 35-34. Closely contested that first 20 minutes of action as we take a look at the newest winner of a Suzuki Avenus motorcycle. What a shot, a heave from half court right there during our halftime festivities.
And how we wish you guys are here live to see when that ball went in. This place went loud after that made attempt from half court.
Oh, ang daming nakaupo lang eh. Tapos nung nakita pumasok, talagang this place went roaring. As you take a look at the numbers right now from both squads, both teams actually doing well from the field. 43% for Iloilo and Batangas City with 41%.
Yeah, both teams really shooting very well relatively, but it's really rebounds right now, an advantage for Iloilo, and bench points, more contributions, especially with Mark Nonoy contributing a lot for Iloilo. Samantalang sa bench points naman ng Batangas, 7 of the 11 points coming from Hernandez and Chris Porter altogether. So maybe they need more help from there. And since they've been running at every opportunity, Iloilo's with a fast break points lead, 8-5.
Courtesy of Mark Nonoy, 2 of those baskets coming from him at the tail end of that first quarter. His speed has been killing Batangas City in this game. As you take a look at the leading scorers, Gwen Capasso with 10 to lead all Iloilo scorers. Nonoy Cancino with 5, Katapusan with a single 3-point shot to show for in this game. Para naman sa Batangas City, Seda Blaza with 12 points. De La Virgen, Apinan, and Hernandez combining for 13 markers in this game.
Well, I guess the good news for Batangas is those are your usual scorers for your team. And so you want to be able to have them sustain it here in the second half.
As we start this third quarter, we'd like to greet Annalisa Bernesto. Get well soon, the wife of Attorney Brando Bernesto.
And we also want to say hi to Coach Jerry Andaleon, who's watching and eventually scouting the teams that's playing today in the Mpbl. Happy viewing to you, Coach, and to your wife, Mimi.
This is Abby Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Ms. Diana Llanes. And to open up things here in the third quarter, Jong Baloria nagpakilala muli dito sa Iloilo.
Masked it a little bit with that attack on that empty ball screen side and eventually ending up with the corner 3 drift.
That's his first 3-point shot of the game. 5 points in the game for Jong Baloria. The lead back to Batangas, 37-35. Heruta to answer. That's off to the right. Cancino, offensive rebound, putback is good.
That's just about the easiest basket that CJ has gotten so far in this game. A little more stable, and that's within his rhythm.
7 puntos na sa laro na to for CJ Cancino. De La Virgen working against Ray De La Rosa, 2 former JRU Heavy Bombers, by the way. Heruta into their front court. De La Rosa, specialty of the house, short.
I said the Blaza bit a bullet right there. You're leaving Ray De La Rosa in the corner with Heruta driving middle, picked his poison, and he wanted to check on Heruta instead of going close out to Ray.
De La Rosa is still scoreless in this game after scoring 15 against Bacolod. Ochea has the height advantage against De La Rosa, decides to pass it off to the cutting Jexter Apinan.
A really good combination right there. The patience of Ochea and the passing ability and the cutting ability of Jexter.
Cancino rejects the screen of Rangel. Shari dives for it. Baloria does the same. Capasso, everybody now is on the floor. That's a foul against Gwen. Boy.
This is Mpbl basketball altogether here. Everybody just going for that loose ball. 50-50 balls. They're going to go and claim it and hope of running the other way.
And that's why we've been getting a lot more people to watch our games. You know, despite the long season, all the teams, they are not afraid to put out their 110% on the court despite it being early in the
And we've been discussing this repeatedly, Javi. The quality of teams and coaches and players have really leveled up this season.
It's just been getting better.
Yeah.
We're only getting better. This is the 6th season of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Cansino from the outside misses badly. Chea na nagtawid dito. Ablaza. That pass a little too forward for his own good.
Pero kita mo talaga yung yung depensa dinidiin pa rin kahit na nag-turnover na sila, and really just, a testament to the kind of schemes they have here in the Batangas.
Monteco receives it. JR now hands it over to Cansino. CJ leans in, floater no good. Chea secures possession. But how are you liking Dono Chea now playing the 3 primarily for Coach Solo Villanueva?
I think he's playing to his strengths right now. He's in a spot na talagang very comfortable siya, and magagamit niya yung skill set niya. And the more that he is exposed to that spot, the more it frees up the other positions for the other guys to eventually perform at that level too.
For most of his career, he has been playing the power forward spot.
Right.
High school until college. But now Coach Solo Villanueva giving him this opportunity to play the wing position. As we take a look at this play of the game brought to you by Buenas. Receive the man we just been talking about, Dono Chea, 4 points in this game.
It's a very decent perimeter game rin itong si Dono Chea. And so, you have to recognize that and put him in places where he can perform.
And do you think, Coach, him playing the 3 spot might just unlock more potential in him?
Definitely. Because in practice, siguradong yung mga situationals, ginagawa nila yan. And for him to understand how to respond in those situations.
Monteco goes all the way. A lot of contact, no whistle. De La Virgen. Advantage here for Batangas City. Monteco slow to get back.
Somebody's holding on to someone here.
Compared to our first 2 quarters, this is a highly physical third period we're having.
Yeah, so much more action and activity.
Quick paso. Oh, sorry, that was Jason Credo.
Credo, yeah.
Finding himself on the floor there. Apinan now matched up against Jerome Teco. The handoff to Valoria. Jong from the outside. Apinan almost got the offensive rebound. That was tapped from behind. It will stay with Batangas City.
A little post-split action on that sideline out of bounds for Batangas. Jong just missed on that attempt.
Valoria, another one. A foul called on that shot. Clint Doliges is not happy about it one bit.
Yeah, a little bit of conversation with MJ De La Virgen on the side.
He was not just in the ear, he was on the face of referee Jojo Belnas after that call.
Yeah, and for all you know, itong mga experienced, mga veterans nitong Batangas are really just trying to test the maturity of the young guns of Iloilo, because at some point in their careers, I'm sure they also experienced that with the older guys.
A lot of these guys playing in the league for the first time. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
And I guess Carl Brian Cruz in the interview earlier with Diana said it, perfectly, that he has to understand how to play in the Mpbl and to be able to respect his teammates and the calls that's being made.
Yeah, I love what he said about having to respect his opponents.
Right.
By the way, for those of you guys who don't know, CBC, Carl Brian Cruz was the top player for Manila in their game earlier against Bulacan. That was their first game here at the Batangas City Coliseum. Rum Masters up by 6, 43-37. Apinan being doubled. Out to Chea, trying to extend his range from far out the three-point line. That's a foul against Ablaza to his dismay.
Yeah, clearly that's a foul. He put his arm ahead and caused that foul. Called by the ref.
we are witnessing the first appearance of King Importante in this game.
Yeah, and King Importante, similar to Seda Blasa, is really a utility guy, a Swiss Army knife for Coach Cholo, and maybe, you know, it's high time for him to contribute to his cause in his team.
Madalas nga, nagsistart siya ng mga laro para kay Coach Cholo Villanueva. He did a lot of that last year, especially with Seda Blaza out. Jerome Teco having a foul there. Welcomes into the game King Importante
with a foul, yeah. And Coach MC Abolucion really did a good job as well of defining roles to these young players of Iloilo. And in as much as we see a lot of experience on the side of Coach Cholo, we can't take away the fact that the experience and the youth would also be there on the side of Coach MC and his team.
It's not just in the composition of the roster. He himself
right,
is one of the youngest coaches here in the Mpbl.
That's right. And he's part of those quality coaches that we've seen even in the previous season, adding on to the already stacked coaches we have this season.
Coach MC was an assistant initially to Coach Don Dulay last year with Makati before boss JJ Havelosa brought him in to be the head coach of this Iloilo squad. He's also an assistant coach with the NU Bulldogs in the UAAP after spending a lot of time with the UP Fighting Maroons.
At saka yung Javi, yung movement ng mga coaches right now, na tried and tested coaches who move to other teams in the hope of building another legacy in the mold. Yun ang nagpapaganda rin, and it makes this season very interesting.
A perfect example of that would be Coach Gabby Severino coaching the Manila Stars after he coached the Navotas Clutch years ago. He's now trying to lead Manila to a deep run here in this season.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Coach Don Dulay for Nueva Ecija, Coach Gerson on Pangasinan, Coach Aldin Morante for Valenzuela. I mean, the plot thickens as we go. Iba yung wala expectation kung ano yung mangyayari, ano?
There's just so much storylines waiting to be unfolded here this season. Nonoy gets past two defenders, kicks it out to Credo, gets it back. Nonoy couldn't knock it down, but CJ Katapusan gets the offensive rebound. Second serving for CJ doesn't work. A lot of contact though. He will take 2 free throws.
And a lot of effort too on CJ. You love that he's the one that keeps jumping up and down in a sea of red jersey players right there in the shaded area.
Katapusan looks like he's playing a different role this season compared to last year, wherein he was one of the main guys for Coach MC Evolution.
And I guess primarily that's because of the different, firepower that they got from the new players.
Meanwhile, let's go to Gian Lianes at courtside.
Yes, as CJ Katapusan is shooting his free throws, I'm going to talk about Mark Nonoy. He actually mentioned that Marky and Chris Bitoon are just two of the players na gusto niya sana maging teammates dito sa MPBL, sharing that prior to joining this season, he's been a long fan of the league. Sa physicality daw siya nag-a-adjust coming from playing in the collegiate level, adding na si Aaron Heruta ang talagang nag-guide sa kanya na masanay sa lahat ng mga challenges na binabato sa kanya. Pero sabi niya, now when it comes to being competitive and getting into that mindset, hindi yun problema sa kanya. Mark shares that when he's not playing basketball, he's actually playing volleyball. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you so much, Gianna. That was a good report. Wow, volleyball
Wow.
Talaga may energy pa siya.
So mabilis na siya tumakbo, mataas pa siya lumundag.
Mabilis rin siya tumalon kung gano'n.
Oo, kung gano'n, no?
That explains his athletic build in the way that he's able to get up.
Yeah, and I like that Gianna mentioned about Nonoy being no problems when it comes to the compete side. It's really the experience and the learnings that he's getting from players like Heruta and Marky, and sometimes it's good to learn a lot from those that came ahead of you.
Well, Gianna mentioned that Katapusan was a big fan of the league even before he was able to find a team here. know what's not to like? The Mpbl has been giving quality basketball to Filipino fans all over the world ever since its inception.
And so King now gets the seat as he's subbed by Darwin Lenore. Darwin Lenore is really one of those guys rin na kayang maglaro sa perimeter back when he was playing with, I guess, St. Clair under coach Gino Manansala. You know, that's been his role. Post-ups, perimeters, elbows, and even on the defensive side.
There was an unsportsmanlike foul called against Batangas City. That's why Credo is at the line for 2 shots. Iloilo 2 will be having ball possession after this. 3 points so far in the game para kay Jason Credo.
So far, really good free throw shooting here by both teams. Roughly at the 70 to 60% clip.
Past the halfway point of this third quarter, Nonoy turns the corner. Mark back out to Omteco. JR for 3. Yes, sir!
Well, JR Onteco, his mom is actually, I guess, a schoolmate or a batchmate of one of my office mates from work, Michelle Bracamonte. And that's the first name she told me. Look for Onteco. He's really good at basketball.
Yes, 4 points in this game. Hernandez could not answer. Iloilo with a chance to get to within 1. Look at the hang time there by Mark Nonoy.
Weren't there 4 red shirts going up against him?
You have the speed, you have the athletic ability, and you have the skills. What more can you ask for para dito kay Mark Nonoy?
And the creativity and the strength to finish right through contact. I mean, look at that one. Got past everyone. Oh, wow.
That's at least 2 seconds in the air.
Right. That was slow-mo pero para mas matagal pa yun.
Kaya nga eh. Literal, nagkape pa talaga sa ere.
Yeah. Sarap pa naman ng kape dito sa Batangas.
Ay, oo. At 0 out of 2 from the line for former DLSU Green Archer.
Iloilo now needs to get a stop. They're down 1 possession.
Lenore hands it off to Levi Hernandez. Lenore wants it against Credo. Lenore backing down Jason. Lenore, the up and under. That's gonna be...
Oh!
Yes, it is a shot clock violation. People from both benches
Up on their feet.
standing up. Coach MC to say that was a 24-second violation, and of course Batangas to protest. Take a look at that.
Right.
From seeing that from live view, it really did look like a shot clock
Buzzer
violation.
sounded right. It's a violation already.
Referee Jojo Belnas confirms this. So it will be Batangas City, sorry, Iloilo basketball. 3 minutes and 28 remaining here in the third quarter.
And that buzzer was almost simultaneous to the 0 step by Darwin Lenore.
The scoring has really slowed down here in this period.
Yeah, it does. How many? Well, Iloilo's got 4 and 11.
Well, take a look at that again. Yeah, it was still in his hands.
It's still in his hands.
That basket, even by Seda Blasa, will definitely not count. We've made sure of it. Our referees have confirmed it. It will be Iloilo basketball. Nonoy hands it off to Katapusan. Doliguez from the outside, clinch short on the 3. Look at Jason Credo tracking down that offensive rebound.
A timely location too of where that ball's gonna go.
Credo has 5 rebounds in the game. All of them on the offensive glass. There's a foul. It's going to go against Iloilo.
Well, having much as we said that there were not so many fouls called in the first half, now the game's really slowed down because of all these calls.
Well, those are just the players letting us bite the bullet here.
Yeah. And we're all good. That's fine.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, we are enjoying this highly physical ball game between Batangas City and Iloilo. Of course, both of these teams contenders in the Southern Division. Porter, the handoff to CJ Ising. Hernandez. That's a successful stop manufactured by Clint Doliges.
If we're gonna look at the last 3-4 sets when they posted up itong Batangas, it sure looks like Iloilo's got them figured out on how to cover the weak side action once that ball's on the post.
Nonoy off to the left. Rebound, Levy Hernandez. Solid screen set by Porter. Ooh, that's a walk. A little bit too out of control as he got past that Porter pick.
Yeah, and good timing too by Otenko.
Here was the pass by Ochea onto Dexter Apinan. That brings you our lucky fan of the game, brought to you by Buenas.
I guess with the exception of that shovel pass inside to Dexter, every post-up seemed to not have worked for Batangas.
Lamang pa rin dito ang Tanduay Rum Masters by 3. Doliges will try again from that same area. Still no luck.
Oh, look at the rebound of Levy right there.
A lot of frustration. Hernandez. That's tough against Clint Doliges. Porter will try to set another solid screen, but Hernandez gives it away again. Gomez, transition three-pointer, no good.
Ganun sila katiwala sa ano eh. If you have it, you run it, you take it. You see there are 4 red shirts and only 1 guy, and he's the guy who's taking the shot. Speaking of for Iloilo.
Porter, he had a 3 earlier in the first half. Hernandez with the offensive rebound off the glass for 2.
Yan ang mabigat dito sa mga perimeter guys ng Tanduay, ng Batangas. They really are good at locating offensive rebounds.
13-7 is the scoring this quarter. Gomez picks up his dribble. Katapusan setting the screen for Nonoy. That's 3 straight misses from the outside for Mark.
Production has slowed down here for Iloilo. And this is the pace that Batangas really wants to play. Little slow down, lesser possessions, more executions just like this one.
Chris Porter facing up for that jumper, and he gives Batangas City their biggest lead here in the third quarter, 49-42.
Kasi kung masyadong mabilis yung yung takbo ng kalaban mo, gusto mo pabawasan yung possession, so that's lesser opportunities for them to score. And Chris Porter right here, he's just been a bundle at the post area for Coach Cholo Villanueva.
5 puntos na sa laro na to. 52.1 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We'll be right back. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fan of the game, just like the Avenus. Do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. Pabalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. This is Javi Palanyo alongside Coach Mike Perez. Darwin Lenore in Batangas City ahead by 7 points, 49-42, with 52.1 seconds remaining here in this quarter. Coach MC Evolution's squad couldn't find the bottom of the basket in their last few possessions.
And so far, this game has really slowed down, as we mentioned earlier. Even the production from the players, there's only 2 players that actually scored beyond the double digits, and it's Seda Blasa and Gwyn Capasio.
Onilarim falls down. But the foul will go against Darwin Lenore. And because Batangas is in the penalty, CJ Katapusan will be taking 2 free throws.
And CJ really needs to, I guess it's more of a straight line drive instead of, you know, little stutter and a pull-up on the elbow. Kaya kahit na nakasag na yung defense, ina-attack pa rin niya. He doesn't have that floater and a pop on the elbow.
Occasionally he can hit those jumpers, but not really at a consistent rate.
Yeah, but it's more of a catch and shoot instead of, you know, getting to score off a dribble.
Of course, save for that buzzer-beating shot against Batangas City last year.
Right.
33 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Porter working the two-man game with Isit. They go to Levy Hernandez. That's way off. Lunor tracks it down. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Rodriguez, that's last touch on him.
Sobrang big facet of the game on the posts ang binibigay talaga nito ni Chris Porter. I love that grenade pass with CJ Isit.
Only 3 seconds on the shot clock. Isit could not handle the pass.
Miscalculated that one.
Well, in my opinion, could have had the right thing in mind. It's just that Isit could not handle the pass.
Yeah. Might be a little bit too deep for him to even recover from.
The turnover story you see there on your screen, 16 to 13. That was in the reverse actually in the first half. Batangas City only had 3 turnovers at one point. Rodriguez wasn't aware of the clock. And that's going to be it for the third quarter between Batangas and Iloilo. A battle of attrition there in that third period. This end of third quarter score is brought to you by GameX. Back inside the Batangas City Coliseum, the home of your Tanduay Rum Masters for their first home defense of the season against the Iloilo United Royals. Good-sized crowd for a Saturday evening. Thank you so much to the Batangueños for always welcoming us here inside the Batangas City Coliseum. This has been one of our frequent venues, especially last year, where we played 10 times actually. And you see Commissioner Kenneth Durentes with Seta Mora, Emerson Oreta, and Rudy Distrito.
And one thing that's very clear right now when you look at the numbers, production has gone down significantly para dito sa Iloilo. 24, 11, and 8 right through 3 quarters. Samantalang itong Batangas has been consistent on the 18 and 16 as you see right there, leading up to that 49 to 43 score at the start of the fourth.
How will things shape up here in the fourth and final frame? Heruta forces one up and gets it to go.
One of those very few times that the defense of Batangas is right there in front of them and they score. A lot of times they normally would go out there when the defense is scrambling or is out in the open floor.
Arim to Porter. Porter looking to give it to Levy Hernandez. Good ball denial by Katapusan. Isit steps back, passes it to the right. Arim from the outside, rattles it through.
And every time Arim answers the call, it just brings a different energy to the Batangas team.
5 points in the game for the former San Juan Knight. Cancino to Capasso. He's been silent here in the third, but here in the fourth quarter, opens up with a 3-point shot.
I called bank, that's what he said.
Bank is open at 9:31 p.m. here in Batangas City for Mr. Capasso. Isit to answer, and he too knocks it down.
Well, the fourth quarter is in, and that's when every compete is going to be showing up for these players.
Capasso failing to go 2 straight. This is now winning time for both squads. And Batangas City still up by 7 points here. This 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. CJ Isit raining down his 5th point of the game. Fredo up top. Jason now back to Gwen. Capasso. I think that was the wrong hand used to catch by CJ Catapusa.
Well, I feel the execution was a little bit too early. Gwyn should have waited for CJ Cancino to get to that corner exit before he actually made that dribble weave that side of the floor. Oh!
Chris Porter setting that screen, but eventually being called for that offensive foul. He couldn't believe it.
That would be interesting. I felt he had a couple of steps before he bumped into it.
Oh, Aaron Naruta is really known for drawing those offensive fouls, but he does so because he also knows how to sell the goal.
Oh yeah, have you seen that when he was in Bacoor? You know?
Naruta also has championship experience here in the Mpbl, being part of the San Juan Knights squad that won a few years back. But Solo Villanueva will be challenging this last call.
Because I felt that Heruta was given enough time to get a full step before he actually hit Porter. But the thing is, he was actually behind, so he didn't see Porter.
Blindside yung screen.
Blindsided siya.
And Porter's been setting some solid picks here in this game. A lot of guys have been decked down to the floor because of those screens. But it just has really been because of that wide frame and his ability to really set his 2 feet on the ground and not move his body.
That's right. And he's so stable and he's so strong na ganun talaga mangyayari pag bumunggo ka, coming from and you don't see him coming from behind.
Kasi alam nga naman, di ka matumba doon pagkatapos ka bumangga doon.
Yeah.
If you're...
Tama.
Look at the height difference between him and Haruta.
Tama. At saka it's not like Porter went to him. He was actually the one who went to Porter. Diba?
Now we're gonna wait for the
Upon
official
review,
decision.
The challenge was unsuccessful.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Challenge unsuccessful right here.
So the call will stand. It is an offensive foul against Chris Porter. Let's take a look at that again.
Set it up.
May paghabol ng upper torso.
Yeah. Medyo nag-lift pala ng konti yung upper torso.
So it was unlike those previous picks that he set earlier in this game.
But that could be debatable because he had a couple of steps before he hit him. So, you know, it is what it is.
Credo trying to maneuver through the defense. Cancino from the corner. Offensive rebound, Gwen Capasso. The bounce pass to Credo. That's broken up by the Batangas defense.
That corner shot was actually where Gwyn wanted CJ to be earlier, a couple of plays back, but he just dribble weaved a little bit earlier, so the timing was a little bit off.
Shot clock at 11 here for Iloilo. Cancino with a hand in his face, way short. We'd like to greet once again a happy birthday to our sound engineer, Cedric Vicente. Isit setting up the offense here for Batangas City. Almost a steal for Iloilo. Basho got his hands into that pass.
5 to shoot.
Valoria has to take it. Long rebound. Tracked down by O'Neal Arim. Isit trying to attack middle. The hesitation. The pass to Ablaza. Turn around. There's a foul against Gwen Capasso.
Wow, little show and go there by Sed Ablaza.
That's number 3, laban kay Capasso. Capasso only with 3 points here in the second half after scoring 10 in the first 2 quarters. Plaza, well, himself scored us here in the second half. This is a chance for him to get his first points on the board here in the second half. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Well, that was actually a hot start in the first quarter para kay Sed and continued in the first half. But yeah, this is just his first points here in the second.
He had 2 3-pointers to capitalize on Iloilo sagging down on him. It was primarily Chadi Rangel who was giving him all the space in the world to get those outside shots. Rodriguez spins, gets the 2 points.
Talk about staying in control. Waited for what that defense was going to go before he decided on his personal point of attack.
4 na puntos pa lamang sa laro na to for the former San Beda Red Lion. Valoria taking his time. Jong goes up without the basketball. That's going to be turnover for Batangas City.
3-possession game, so much time for Iloilo to come back here.
A one-man press break. Mark Nonoy getting into their front court, tosses it up and draws contact. A whistle blown by our baseline referee.
And it really would be interesting to see Iloilo go up against Bataan and have Robbie Darang and Mark Nonoy test each other when it comes to speed.
I'm looking forward to watching that game. Nonoy sinks the first free throw. Iloilo as a team in this game is 8 out of 15 from the line. 2 for 2 for Mark Nonoy. That's now 10 points in the game para sa kanya. You just saw Sir JJ Havilosa, team owner of the Iloilo United Royals. Batangas barely getting it across. Ablaza, a little bit of adjustment. Ochea is there. And he goes up, draws the foul.
Well, the patience of Don Ochea really staying close to that basket attempt by Sed Ablaza. Iba rin ang mentality pagdating sa offensive rebound nitong Batangas. You know, they're very mindful in understanding when the shot is very close, that's going to be a short rebound.
Ochea, though, could not connect on the first free throw. Batangas not really shooting a lot of charities in this game, only 6 out of 9. 2 points, 5 rebounds in the game for Don Ochea. Make that 3. Extending this lead to 6, 58 to 52. Rodriguez has 2 defenders to stop him in his tracks. Nonoy short on the 3-point shot, but Credo is there to clean up the mess.
And things are really slowed down as well for Nonoy. Oh, just as we say that, just bursts a speed.
Are you sure? Are you very sure with what you were saying earlier, Coach Mike?
I was talking about production, not his speed in terms of running.
Ayun, pinakitaan tuloy tayo. Oh, late call, but the foul against Clit Rodriguez. This lead is down to 2.
I guess this is one of those games where we've seen the most number of left-handed guards. Correct me if I'm wrong, Javi, but Jong, MJ, CJ, and then you got Mark Nonoy too.
That's how many? That's already
4.
1, 2. CJ Isit, Mark Nonoy. And who else do we have?
Jong Baloria.
Jong Baloria, that's correct.
MJ?
No,
no, it's a righty. Right.
Only 3.
3 of them, right?
Iloilo does have a left-handed center in Chadi Rangel.
Oh, yeah. Chadi's been on the bench for quite a while, huh, in the second half.
He started this game para kay Coach MC Evolucion, but because of the missed coverages on defense, especially against Sed Ablaza, he's been spending a lot of time seated para sa Iloilo.
Yeah, and Sed is just, you know, a difficult cover because he can shoot from threes, can shoot perimeters, and really good inside too.
Coach MC challenging that last play.
And just like that, this is a 2 or 1 possession game.
Upon review, the challenge was successful.
A challenge for Iloilo is successful. So they do have the opportunity of having one more later on. That's the new rule that we have this season. Pag successful ang una mong challenge, you get another one later in the game. There you go. Clean swipe. That was all ball by Clint Rodriguez.
Super clean. And the thing is, they were actually ready to run the other floor. And who's ahead of everyone? Mark Nonoy.
Kaya lang, ang possession will stay with Batangas City. After a challenge on a foul call, if the foul isn't hindi na matutuloy, it just means it will be a jump ball situation. So in that time, it was pointing the way Batangas City, but Iloilo gets a steal right away. Rodriguez had that tap from behind by Apinan. Oh no, it's going to be a foul.
Well, Iloilo running what's called a slice action, where you have a top guy on one wing cutting from the top and the other wing going under. It's like a reverse Iverson cut to free up scorers on the wing and make that a point of attack.
Punta muna tayo kay Gian Llanes.
Prior to this quarter, Coach Cholo didn't just use their experience over Iloilo as an advantage in terms of physicality, but with mindset as well. Pinaalala niya sa players niya na most Iloilo players are actually young and don't have their own families to provide for. So they can actually use this as motivation, their own kids, the Batangas players' own families, as motivation for their mindset to outwork their opponents. For this last quarter, he said that it's all about getting those rebounds. Nasa kondisyon naman sila, kaya kailangan nila takbuhan ang mas batang players. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Gian. Well, I love that coming from Coach Cholo. You know, you use anything that you can to your advantage. And I love that he pointed that out, that all of these guys, they have families to provide for. And that should be a motivation for them going up against this younger Iloilo squad.
And that really is the reality of it. And as you see, right here, rising for that shot, will miss.
De La Rosa has not been a factor in this game in any department. 0 in all box scores.
At saka yung nagagawa naman ni Coach Cholo to, you know, give that reminder is because he too is a guy that talks a lot about family. Oh, wow.
Ablaza inches closer, and then the adjustment in midair. 16 points in the game for Sed Ablaza.
And he leads all scorers, happy with that 16.
He had 12 in the first half. Did not score in the third quarter. Now he has 4 here in the final period. De La Virgen kicking out to Ablaza. He loves attacking those closeouts. And then adjusted because of the help. Getting the 2 points there, extending this Batangas lead to 4, 60 to 56. But Rodriguez has a chance to drop it down back to 2.
Tsaka alam na nila na, you know, when Sed does a catch and shoot and he opts to put the ball on the floor, 90% of the time he's going to put that on the left side, on his left hand. But then again, once you're in that situation, ang hirap pa rin pigilan.
2 for 2 para kay Clint Rodriguez. 6 points now in the game para sa kanya. 60 to 58, under 4 minutes to play in this match. Apinan goes all the way for 2 points. Mark Nonoy will not wait for backup, leaves it for Capasso. That rolls off the rim. Quick attack, no good right there for Iloilo.
I totally forgot Jexter's also a left-handed player.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So he counts as one of those guys.
Whistle away from play. Take a look at this move coming from Jexter Apinan. Has the foot speed advantage over J.R. Omteco. That's why Coach Solo Villanueva just loves Jexter Apinan because of his ability to handle that basketball despite that height.
Yeah, tsaka well-read yun ni Dexter Apinan because it's a matter of how you react quickly and get to that burst of speed. Naiiwan niya kaagad.
Hernandez matched up again against CJ Cancino. Hernandez on a fishing expedition. 2 shots coming right up for Sniper de Mexico.
You let Levy Hernandez on that left block take 3 dribbles and make himself closer to the rim. Expect a drop step on the baseline or a finish in the middle. Either way, it's going to be difficult to stop him.
6 puntos pa lamang sa laro na to for Levy Hernandez after he went away with scoring honors in that game against Bulacan. 62 to 58. Hernandez 0 out of 2 from the charity stripe.
And CJ getting pushed from behind. That's going to be a foul called on Jexter.
Both teams already over the limit. Katapusan came in late into the game in the first half. He has been a factor here in this game in the short playing time that he's had.
And he's really more in there for hustle plays, rebounds, defensive coverages, and yung mga layups. Those are bonuses for him. And he's had a few trips as well on the free throw because of his activity inside the paint.
But he's 1 out of 5 from there. Make that 1 out of 6.
Yeah.
Could have been crucial baskets to maybe get them the lead here.
Yeah.
They're down by 4. Apinan getting into their usual set. Batangas almost losing it. Levy goes right to the middle. Forces it up, gets the basket over CJ Katapusan.
One of the very forceful finishes.
Mark Nonoy steps into a 3 and drains it. 64 to 61. Not a lot of coaches will give a guy like Mark Nonoy that kind of liberty to shoot a shot right after a made basket with nobody else touching the basketball.
Well, and that's just the brand of basketball, respectively, for both Batangas and Iloilo. Set up plays and quick action.
Ablaza, the help coming from Capasso. That's a foul against Gwain.
A good read once again by Sed Ablaza.
We're now in the last 2 minutes of the game, brought to you by GameX. This is proving to be another thriller here inside the Batangas City Coliseum. Sed Ablaza absent in terms of scoring in the 3rd quarter. Now that it's winning time, he's stepping up to the plate once again.
Tsaka alam niya kung kailan niya itatiming yung puntos niya. Sige, kayo muna ang dyan. I'll contribute in other ways. But once you need those points, I'm gonna be in here and make myself available.
Ablaza only played 7 games last year, all of them in the playoffs. Averaging only 7 points, a far cry from his double-double average the previous year. Nonoy throws it away.
A good coverage.
66 to 61. De La Virgen will take his sweet time. MJ gets by the Ablaza screen. De La Virgen from the outside swishes it through.
But one thing that's noticeable, Javi, on that last action, involving that screen action with Nonoy, as we see this quick drive by Nonoy, which became a turnover and allowed this action. Kita mo talagang pinababangga nila si Nonoy in order to delay his defensive coverage and allow MJ to just have enough space to let go of that shot.
No guts, no glory, but there he definitely showed that he has guts and therefore was given glory on that shot. He extends this Batangas lead to 8, 69 to 61. Sed Ablaza and the rest of the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters ahead by 8 with 1 minute and 36 remaining in this game. Just as we are witnessing a close encounter, Sed Ablaza and in the very last possession, MJ De La Virgen extending this lead sa 8 puntos with 1 minute and 36 seconds to go in this match. Capasso on to CJ Cadsino. Cadsino from way downtown tried to kiss it off the glass to no avail. Apinan sees Ochea wide open, nobody home. Nonoy, quick trigger once again, that's short. Hernandez secures the rebound there for Batangas City. Time winding down in this game. Lead is 10, 71-61.
Now it's a matter of composure now and execution, especially in the end game.
Both of these teams looking to go 2-0. But only one team will be able to do so. The other squad will be getting their first loss of the season. This is the fast break of the game, brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. No resistance coming from the defense of Iloilo as Don Ochea extending that lead to 10 points.
Tsaka doon makikita mo talaga yung ability ni Jexter Apinan to throw it out there from that side of the floor to advance it to a streaking Don Ochea.
Oh, but free throws have been a problem here for Batangas City in the fourth quarter.
But with the speed of how Iloilo scores, you still have to be defending here, make or miss. You can't allow them to get quickly into attempts.
No conversions there at the line for Sed Ablaza. Nonoy kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way. Foul against Levy Hernandez.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be 3 shots for CJ Cadsino.
It is. That's going to be 3 shots for CJ. And katulad nga sinabi natin kanina, babalik ang kakagad niya ng speed nila. And since Nonoy could not get anything, kicked it out to CJ and let CJ be the one to create. And thankfully for Iloilo, he got fouled.
You know, despite the misses, coach, and despite the empty possessions on those last plays coming from Iloilo, you do still appreciate the trust being given by Coach MC Abolucion to his young players here, especially Mark Nonoy, to dictate what they will do on the court.
Yeah. And I guess, you know, if ever this goes the way of Batangas, then there's still a lot of time for Iloilo to come back, considering the firepower that they have. I guess they're going to be talking about, you know, what's the optimum speed to operate on and how do we adjust in case of situations like this.
3 of 3 for CJ Cadsino. Batangas gets it across. Do they need to foul on this possession? Talking about Iloilo, Cadsino will try to pressure MJ De La Virgen. De La Virgen gets the step. De La Virgen steps back, picks up his dribble. Hernandez, could this be the dagger? No. Doligas with the rebound. Cadsino has Nonoy on the right side. CJ pulls up. CJ long on the three-point shot. The tap to Mark Nonoy. Nonoy from the outside. Wala pa rin. And I think that's going to be it. Batangas City holding on to get this victory and move up 2-0.
But Iloilo gave a good fight. I mean, even in the final 2 minutes when Batangas was comfortably ahead, you know, there's just no let-up on the attack of Iloilo. And so, like what I mentioned earlier, Coach MC Abolucion is definitely going to be talking about, you know, when do we keep attacking this way and then when do we, you know, settle up a little bit, relax tayo, and find different ways to score if those shots and that speed is not working for us.
A premier South Division matchup we just experienced here in this game. Iloilo falling down to 1-1, while Batangas City, as I just mentioned, moving up to 2-0 at this early part of the 2024 Mpbl season. Coach Cholo Villanueva, I'm sure he's very happy with the way that they started this season. 71-64, our final score, brought to you by GameX. Our best player of the game, Cedric Ablaza, is at courtside with Miss Gianna Llanes.
Yes, I'm here with our player of the game, Cedric Ablaza. He had 18 points. Iloilo gave you guys a very good game. Ano yung nasa isip nyo para talagang i-push ang mga sarili nyo when it comes to a much faster-paced game gaya nito?
Actually, nag-prepare kami this game. Siyempre alam namin mga bata itong kalaban namin. Tsaka fast game talaga. So, sinunod lang namin yung sistema namin. Yung pinagawa sa amin ni coach ng practice, yun lang. Ginawa namin yung defense namin, yun na.
At Cedric, I'm sure na malaking motivation rin sa inyo na andito kayo sa inyong home court. Paano nakatulong ang mga hiyawal at saka palakpak ng mga Batanggenyo?
As always, every year, yung mga tiga Batangas lagi nakasupport sa amin. Kaya maraming salamat sa inyo. Kayo nagpapadagdag ng lakas sa amin, motivation, para magkaroon kami ng energy sa game. Yun lang.
And I'm sure beyond your fans, a lot of people are supporting you as well. Watching from home, sino ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
Binabati ko muna, nagpapasalamat ko na kay Lord. Binabati ko yung management, Tandoy Management, sila Kong Marby, Mayor Beverly, sila coach, yung mga teammates ko, asawa ko si Pearl, mga anak ko si Kaden at si Bella, ang family ko si Mama, Papa, si Diche, Ate at si Aan, at buong Ablaza family, Choco Bam Bam, sila Boss Dave, tapos Boss Barry, yun lang. Boss Big Boy.
Congratulations to our best player of the game, Cedric Ablaza, and Team Batangas. Of course, our best player of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Gianna. Congratulations to Ced Ablaza and the rest of the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters for notching their second victory of the season. Our games on Monday happening at the Inares Center in Antipolo, Rizal. Imus versus Quezon City Toda Action at 4 o'clock p.m. Right after that, it's going to be Marikina matching wits with our defending champions, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. And at 8 o'clock p.m., Rizal will be defending their home court against Muntinlupa. Maraming salamat sa pagdalo sa aming coverage dito sa Batangas City Coliseum. For my partner, Coach Mike Perez, for our courtside reporter, Miss Gianna Llanes, and for all the hardworking men and women of our production crew, Direk Bernard, Miss Russell Torres. This has been Javi Palanya saying good night from Batangas City. This was the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.